Hello everyone, and welcome back to Terraria Expert Mode, Episode 7. Um, let's just jump right into things for today, and I'll talk about kind of what I want to do. Basically, my first plan for today is do a quick run-through of the underground desert, explore a little bit more than we did last time. It's kind of a miserable place, unfortunately, but then I really want to fight the Eater of Worlds again. Hopefully we don't lose again, because that would suck. However, I am pretty miserable at this game sometimes, and fighting the Eater of Worlds in expert mode is not something that I'm particularly skilled at. So there's a good chance that I will lose again, but we're gonna hope for the best and see if we can take out our next boss. So this is one of those cases where the underground desert just turns super dangerous, as you can see. Those cacti combined with the little antlion larvae are just insane. They do so much damage. I didn't think that it would trigger those from where I was, but unfortunately did not work out that way. So we did find something pretty interesting here in the underground desert. We found our golfer NPC, which is pretty fun. He's not particularly super useful right now for us, but it is always good to find another one of the NPCs in our world. And since he is found here in the underground desert, good that we found him now, and we don't have to come back looking for him later if we ever want to set out a golf course or anything like that. But unfortunately, he is gonna probably die to that cactus because, or maybe he didn't, so I guess he's okay. But I needed to get through here, so unfortunately for him, he had to take a little bit of damage. I have traveled pretty far underground in the underground desert, but I have yet to find anything else really interesting. Oh, we did get the whoopee cushion item from this worm, it looks like. It's kind of fun. Doesn't really do anything for us, but entertaining at least, I guess. Yep. Makes funny sound, which is, it's amusing. But I'd like to find something a little bit more useful. But as it turns out now, you know, probably just gonna head to the corruption soon and just try and start that boss fight. Because the item the Eater World drops, the worm scarf, is very, very good. I cannot hit this thing. Hold on. It reduces damage by, I want to say, like 18%, which is just absolutely bonkers. Especially at our stage in the game, it's just going to be a huge, huge damage reduction. And really, it sets us up for a lot of success in later parts of expert mode as well. Let's head back. All right. So yeah, that was not the most successful of trips to the underground desert, but it is what it is. We can heal up at the nurse real quick. Okay, so what we do want is to get some more musket balls from our gun, or our arms dealer, just because we're running a bit low, so having some extra ones will certainly help us out. We'd probably want to make them into silver bullet or tungsten bullets, I guess would be the better move, but we can leave them as musket balls. I think it will. Well, actually, let's make them into tungsten bullets. I don't want to take my chances, I guess. I'll see how many I can make. Only a few, but it's something. It'll give us, if we use the mini shark, which we might not as our first choice, it'll just, you know, do a little bit extra damage. Okay, we have our iron skin potion, a swiftness potion, regeneration potion, and a danger sense potion, so we should be fine for buffs. We also have a burger, so that's major improvements to all stats. And we've got our better healing potions, which is good there. We've got unholy arrows and jester's arrows for our bow weaponry, as well as extra frost burn, so we should be able to hit the front of the boss as our goal. We also have a hammer to break the necessary shadow orbs. The other thing I'm going to get is, I think I have a few bombs around here. We're going to need those. I have scarab bombs, but just in case, I want to grab a few regular bombs, because we may need those to break the ebon stone box, and we don't have a good enough pickaxe for that yet, so we're going to need the extra power of a bomb. I think my mistake in the first fight was I kind of let it get around me, and I wasn't using my dash as effectively as I could, right? So I think my goal for this fight is to be better about dashing and try and keep more vertical movement while not leaving the corruption. I'm going to have to be really careful about that, but that's my goal. My hopes aren't high. Like during normal mode, I have no issues with this boss, but the Vile Spit, for whatever reason, I just cannot wrap my head around it. Like, its attack pattern just it confuses me to no end. So, kind of a struggle, but it is what it is, I think, at this point. So, let me look around here for some more orbs. We need to break 3 at this point because last time we wasted the encounter. So I probably want to break the ones to my left and then go back for that one that's exposed, just to make things a little bit easier. So for this part, we'll just use Scarab Bombs because that is going to be significantly easier to break into that path over there. So, oh, I got my stuff. There we go. Basically now I just gotta toss that way. And there we go. Here we got the Vile Thorn. That's a pretty solid mage weapon, but we're not going to be playing mage, I don't think, so not anything we have to worry about. And this one we can probably just get with regular bombs. Alright, so that was our second orb there. We got another musket. It just seems to want to give us a lot of those today. Got more of the armor, which is good. I would have loved if we got the chest plate. That would have been really, really awesome, but, you know, it's extra money. So, not too much I can complain about there. And for this part, I want to make sure that I'm, like, prepared for this movement, basically, because I get stuck here if I'm not careful. So I want to see if it's better to go around this way, and then just put a path here, right, with, like, a couple of bombs. I think I'm going to make the opening here so that I can just go through this tunnel up. I think that's the ideal kind of pathway. I'm not too sure though. Either way, at this point we gotta be ready, so actually, you know what might be the move is if I make a sticky bomb and then put the sticky bomb here and just start moving and then start the boss. Now we dodged that, so that's good. And we took a little bit of damage there, but it looks like we avoided too much of an issue. Only took about 8 damage, so that's not too bad. That is the problem, that Vile Spit attack. I wonder if we'd have better luck fighting it underground, honestly, because that spit attack does just too much damage. It does way more than the boss itself. And that's what we have to be really careful about there, that kind of encapsulation. But as you can see, we're doing a lot better on the damage front, I think, as long as we're being a bit more careful. Now, the issue is when we start splitting the boss into multiple bosses. I didn't really think too far ahead there, because we get to a point where a lot of worms are really hard to deal with. But, as you can see, once we start getting on a really good damage cycle here, we just fire shots the entire way down this guy, and we're in really good shape. And as I don't know if you saw, but as I got too high up there, the boss started to despawn, so I have to be really careful that that doesn't happen, because if it does, we lose. I mean, we don't lose the fight, but we obviously can't get the max amount of rewards, including the treasure bag, and we'd have to fight him again. But we also look like he's kind of having trouble reaching us, and it's much easier to just dodge the spit attacks when he can't get all the way up, as you can see. And so we're doing pretty good on damage right now, much better than we were last time. And now it should be just a simple matter of kind of knocking him out over here. I think it helped also that I prepared my buffs a little bit better than I did last time. But yeah, we just kind of launch those down the line. And we're already at half health, but I think this hopefully should be kind of just a walk in the park at this point. Boss can even get to us, that is. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, just look at that insane amount of penetration on these arrows. Either way, we should have plenty of the little ores and scales that we need. And that's the like version of this boss fight I love, when you can just do a ton of damage to him super fast. Now this is also when it gets much more dangerous, because there are significantly more of the little worms running around. And they do, you know, plenty of damage on their own, but once we've kind of managed double-sized it, you know, we're totally fine. There's only one little worm left, it looks like. Just to be a bit careful. Obviously, we don't die when it's right at the end of the fight, but I think we've got this one in the bag, which is awesome. Now we've just got the two tiny little eaters left, and we've got that one three-segmented worm there, it looks like. Come on back up here, buddy. It looks like there's just two segments left, and then once we knock those out, we win. And there we go. Our second main boss is completed. Our treasure bag fell down this way, it looks like. We have to go all the way down. Or did we already get it? Yes, we already got it. So I was wrong. We didn't have to go all the way down. Let's go back up, though, and make sure we didn't miss a bunch of our scales and stuff, right? Because those are our crafting material. So we don't want to lose those, because those are super valuable. And they're going to really, really help us out for upgrading our gear. I'm going to head right back to our base. Got all our buffs still. We didn't take too long in that fight. And let's check out our loot. First things I need to do, obviously, is clean up my inventory a little bit. It's a little bit of a mess right now. There we go. Okay. So as you can see, we already got a ton of ore and scales just from beating the boss, but when we open the bag, we get even more, and this is what we're really looking for. The worm scarf reduces all damage we take by 17%, which is just absolutely insane. So obviously we're going to probably just want to swap out one of our items right now. At the moment, I think I'm just going to take one of the bottles out. I think it'll be more valuable to have extra defense, and we can worry about the, you know, movement later. But obviously, you know, we'll still want it, but once we, you know, we're already pretty good on movement. We get the Spectre Boots and the wings and the other bottle, like, at this point, this is kind of more important. And then the other really big thing we want to do is get the rest of our Demonite out, which isn't a ton, but it's still quite a good amount. We basically just want to smelt that all into bars and get ourselves fully geared up for what comes next, right? So the biggest thing that we want to do is get our pickaxe, because that is super duper important, and we got a pretty good modifier on it. Doesn't boost any mining speed or anything, but it is what it is. And the other thing is we can get the better chestplate. It combines with the other two, even though the ancient ones are kind of technically different. We still get the 15% movement speed set bonus, which is really awesome. And there's plenty of stuff we can make with the rest of our Demonite, but I'm going to save it for right now, just because we took care of really what we needed to. And we can sell kind of all this extra stuff now, which is quite a lot, because we got some loot here, and then just, you know, plenty of things that we can get rid of. Alright, so how great is that? We are in really good shape for the rest of the game. And you know what, just for fun, because we have the item for it, we got the boss summoning item for Eye of Cthulhu and for King Slime. So why don't we try and take out these bosses right now, just for a little bit of extra gold and extra challenge. Hopefully we'll be able to do it without getting any extra buffs. I would look kind of silly if I died now. But it's nighttime, so let's bring back our old friend, the Eye of Cthulhu, and just give that a little test run. I think we'll do fine. I mean, if you look at that health bar, it's going down pretty quickly. Because the mini shark is real strong, so we should have no issues with this fight at all. Yeah, and there we go. Now we just gotta finish it off. We should be good to go. And mostly I'm just doing this for the extra money at this point. We don't really need another shield or anything. But it's also a good little challenge to ourselves. See how quickly we can beat it after the first time, right? It took us a little bit longer then, but now it's kind of just a trivial little fight. We do still have to be a bit careful because this attack phase is rather annoying. But once we just, hit him a few more times, we'll be in business. If I can hit this boss a few more times. Come on. I know I'm sitting the like hit indicators, but there we go. Okay. So we did that. We'll just hold that treasure bag for right now. And now, can we summon King Slime? No, it has to be during the day. Got it. Oh wait, no, that's not the King Slime summoning item. That's the item he drops. That is totally my mistake. How silly of me. No, that does not go there. But I don't know if you saw in the background just then, but that was a meteor. So that means we're gonna have a meteor strike somewhere on our world soon, which is awesome. Yep, there we go. So we'll have to go look for that and find out where that landed. But before we do any of that sort of thing, I want to get the obsidian skull so we don't take fire damage from walking on meteorite. I'm gonna go down to the underworld and grab that, and then I will come back up and we'll go look and mine some meteorite. Alright everyone, so I have crafted my obsidian skull, which will make it so we can step safely on the meteorite blocks without having to worry about taking too much damage. Now we have to actually find the meteorite, which is not easy, because if you pick the wrong direction, well, good luck, because there goes that goes a bunch of your time, right? So basically just have to go in one direction until I find it and hope for the best. And it can spawn pretty much anywhere in the world, I want to say, like stupid far in both directions. So we've just got to look, and I've got to check at the bottom of like pits like that too, right? Because sometimes the spawning method messes up and it goes too far down and it'll end up in a really weird place. So it was not to the right, so now I just have to do the exact same thing I just did and go to the left until I find it. And if I don't find it to the left, that means one of two things has happened. It has fallen very deep into a small hole and I just am being unobservant, or it's on a floating island, neither of which are options that I like to hear. So hopefully we find it soon enough and we can mine some meteorite. Now, we don't truly need meteorite, I'd say, because we're playing a ranger and not a mage, and the mage kind of tends to prefer meteorite armor. Oh, we gotta put our obsidian skull on. Oops. There we go. Okay, now we won't take a ridiculous amount of damage from mining this stuff. Get these little guys out of the way here too. I can't remember if bombs work on meteorite. I'm gonna check, because if they do, I'd rather just bomb it and get this over with way quicker. Thankfully, these meteor head enemies are not particularly dangerous. They're just kind of annoying. So no. Okay, so meteorite does not get broken by bombs, which means we have to mine this whole thing very slowly by hand. I have made, I would say about halfway done with this meteorite. It takes a long time. It's kind of frustrating. I wish there was a better way to just take care of all this stuff, and I also wish it didn't leave just a gigantic gap in the middle of the world, but, you know, there's nothing really else we can do. As long as we're safe in mining it, you know, at least it's extra resources and extra money. But it really takes quite some time. As you can see, I've mined anything that was at the surface level, and I've just got a few little pockets of ore left. Sometimes I don't even clear these out just because I am super lazy. I guess for right now we might as well just get all of the pieces, just so we don't have to worry about it. But we have a lot of meteorite now. There's not too much we can make with it. Again, that's the kind of unfortunate thing, right? Armor is really best suited for a mage or someone using the space gun, which are both, you know, really strong, but since I wanted to try and do ranger, it's not as useful for us. Now, I did want to see if he had anything, but it does not look like he does, so what I want to do now with the cash that we have a lot in savings, we can go over to the Goblin Tinkerer and hopefully reforge our mini shark to a really strong modifier. Something that boosts just pure damage works, you know. Obviously we can get even faster attack rate and stuff like that, but really all we need is just extra damage and it'll be even better than it already is. But yeah, as you can see, we have about 30 gold, so there we go. Quick mini shark, that's extra speed. We don't really need that. Definitely want to reforge that. More damage for a little bit less speed. I think it's okay, so we'll keep that for right now. Plus we want to save our gold. That totally works, and as you can see, you know, it still shoots perfectly fast enough. But we should just hit for even just a little bit more damage and a little bit more critical strike. So I think that's kind of more valuable than a little bit of speed, but I guess we'll just have to see how it performs. So now we can take all of our meteorite bar and the demonite we had from the Eye of Cthulhu. We can just smelt all of that down, and we get a lot of it. As you can see, we get 170 meteorite bar, which is plenty. We do not need any more than that. But one upgrade I like to do here is we get the Meteor Ham Axe. Oh, well, that's a terrible one. What a shame it would be if we just made a brand new one, you know? We can just do that because of the amount that we have. So that's about it. We can do there. We can just, you know, put the extra metal that we have in here and worry about all of that later. Alright everybody, I think I'm going to wrap up today's episode here. I did what I really wanted to accomplish, and that is get my revenge on the Eater of Worlds. So it is good to see that we were able to defeat that boss, and we're not too bad at this game. I think my goal for next week is I really want to max out my life at some point. We have not been getting lucky at all with our underground exploring, so hopefully things will get a bit easier if we can do a bit more exploring. I'll probably see if I can make a spelunker potion or something, and try and actually get some life and potentially venture down into the underworld, maybe mine some hellstone before we decide to take on Skeletron in the dungeon. Also need to build an arena over there for that. But we are making really good progress, and I'm glad y'all have been sticking with this series. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment. I always appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching my video today. I really appreciate it. I'll see y'all next time.